Guys, we could talk about the turnovers. We could talk about our execution, that last shot by Boris. We talk about UP's adjustments. But the real reason we lost that game was Brian watched in person. It means UP ties series 1-1, giving them the first win against Lasal
Bakit?
this season.
Bakit, Kicks? Naka last gasp goal tayo kanina. Panalo tayo 2-1 na. Ano ba yun? Anong meron? Anong meron?
Wala pa kaming laro. Panalo yung Pilipinas. Penalty shoot mo.
Panalo rin Barcelona ka kanina. Pagkalik. Ano ba to? Ano ba pag-usapan natin?
Yeah. Welcome to the Quiver Podcast, guys. Today we're recapping the Game 2 loss of the Lasal Green Arrows to UP Fighting Maroons. Brian, Vic, and Kiko, we're here today. Brian, what were you thinking? Why did you watch live today? Kasi naman nanalo ng Game 1, nagka-cushion tayo. Kaya pwede to. Hindi mo do or die.
If there was a game to lose, ito yun. Then nadaget ako
Game 2 panalo eh. Tama. Sige.
It's fine.
Pagbigyan.
Natatawa ko eh. Isasingit ko na while we're here. Nung na-meet namin yung dad ni Earl after the game, tapos sinabi ng may malas ako. Tapos parang sabi, ba't ka kasi nanood? Shout out to dad ni Earl.
Dad ni Earl, walang
Dapat ikaw yung hinarap. Ikaw yung hinarap sa press conference kanina eh.
Oo.
Ikaw, magpaliwanag ka doon sa presinto. So I guess the biggest question now, Brian, is what are your plans for Wednesday?
I'm at work. So, wala akong leave eh. Naubusan akong leave. Magli-leave ulit ako na January. So, Mark safe.
Buti, boss mo ba taga-UP? Baka bigay ka ng leave bigla. Parang, hindi, mag-day ka na.
Baka may kumidap sa opisina.
Oo.
Pagtanggal ng blindfold, nasa Araneta ka na.
Oo. Nasa
dadakipin ako
van na may logo ng logo ng
DI.
Tsaka local. Interior tsaka local. Baka nandun ka sa
Okay. Okay, guys, let's get to the game. Brian, it's not all your fault, just partly. I'm kidding, but let's get to the game, guys. 66-63 win by UP. This was their first win over us this season. Came in a do or die situation, so now they're forcing a game 3. So I guess no surprises there, guys. Met in the finals for the past 3 years. Every time it's gone the distance, and this year is no different. First, Brian, what did you think of this series so far? Did you think it was surprising that it's actually going to a game 3, or were you expecting to close it out earlier? What are your expectations coming to this game?
Well, I wasn't expectant. Syempre hopeful tayo, di ba? That Lasal closing out. Pero parang iniisip ko, does it really have to come that easy? Parang alam ko UP, when we did the preview part of last episode, sabi ko sa sarili ko, we expect a lot of adjustments and also yung desperation. I anticipated that desperation sa UP. I think we saw that in a particular moment in this game. But apart from that, parang sabi ko, it's difficult for us because it's in an unfamiliar position, especially for the coaching staff, this Lasal coaching staff. Ever since Coach Topez took in charge, tayo yung backs against the wall lagi. I think we alluded that as well in the quickie, jokingly or not. Parang, of course, it's an unfamiliar position to be in. So, not really expecting to finish it off today. And it was always going to be difficult. Game 1 was difficult. Game 2, obviously, proved difficult. I think UP will also say it was difficult. Walang panalo na madali. Throughout the season, actually, even our 2 wins in the first 2 rounds were hard fought, and it could have gone either way kung tutusin. So, this is what we get from a series na medyo familiar na dapat both teams from one another, but there are always the trump cards every now and then. And we had it in game 2. We have to tip our hats off to them. But maybe not without us also playing to their advantage, I guess. Maybe that's something we'll discuss as we go along.
Yeah, it's really hard to sweep a team like UP. They do have a lot of talented team, a lot of veterans. Those non boys, those NU boys. I think their final years, they're desperate to win those games. We actually started off the game well. There was that energy, momentum carrying on that past game, but we could not really pull away from UP. UP eventually showed their cards, showed their adjustments. Vic, we saw adjustments from UP. We were surprised with that. They put Baila, like they did KT last year, they put Baila on Jacob. They played different kinds of different looks on defense. What can you make of UP's adjustments that they threw at us, especially that first half of the game?
Expected naman yung adjustments nila. Ako personally hindi ako nagulat. Hindi ako nagulat na magba-box and one sila kay Jacob.
Yeah.
Hindi, wala eh. Ako, if you'll ask me, hindi siya nakakagulat. So, I was really hoping lang kanina na if we want to finish it off tonight, sabi ko, it's not about UP. It's about us responding to kung ano mang adjustment yung gagawin nila. It's really not about anong gagawin ng UP. It's about how we respond. If we want to end it tonight. So yun yung ano, hindi siya nakakagulat. Actually, tama naman yung what we did, yung coaching side of it, tama naman siya eh. Kasi if I'm the head coach also, yung box and one na yun, I do the same. Ilalagay ko si Jacob sa corner. Tapos, para may enough space yung 4 on 4 to execute their offense. I think the problem was we were not able to execute on those 4 on 4s. Kasi yun yung binigay sa atin ni UP. And I also expect to see that on Wednesday pa rin. So it's really a matter of us addressing it. Actually, yun ang what they did different in this game, yun, yung box and one. Nag-zone din sila. And then every time yung kay Jacob, actually nung game 1 andun na yun eh, na pag nag-ball screen siya may blitz. Andun na siya but nung game 1 mas nakaka-execute tayo eh. We are looking at pag si Mike nag-roll, hinahanap natin yung short roll eh. And we were able we were able to score on those multiple times, especially third, fourth quarter na UP is doing it already. So ang ano lang dito, maganda lang dito is that we still have game 3. Kumbaga nakita na natin kung anong barahan ni UP. It's up for us to respond and wala nang game 4. So ano na to siya, whatever yung barahan ni UP na pinakita tonight, if we are able to address those pagdating ng Wednesday, I think it should be enough for us to win the championship. Otherwise, UP may win its back-to-back.
Yeah. Never say never to UAP kung may game 4 hindi, Vic. You know that, di ba? Never say never. Never say never.
Isip nila, may game 4 tayo.
Feel namin may game 4.
Oh.
Anyway, Brian. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Kung may game 4, baka manood pa ako eh. So, buti wala. Buti wala.
I know, Brian. Itatali ka na namin. Yung ticket ko, yung game 4 sa Moa, yung ticket mo sa Araneta. May sapong doon. Yung slasher. That's correct. Alam mo, Vic, kami yung...
Mag-scout ka ng St. Clair. Tumingin ka ng mga home player.
Alam mo yung kapalitan natin ng UAP, yung slasher World Cup. Pag Final 4. Yun yung slasher na World Cup. Yung sabong. Yun yung sabong. Doon natin yung ticket ni Brian.
Yun yung ticket mo sa sabong. Ibang
Nabanggit
Barbie.
ni Vic yung na-ask ko eh. Doon ba lilipat yung yung red and white school? Kung ano mang red and white school.
Pwede. Bakit hindi? At bakit nga naman hindi? Sabi nga ni Coach Hammer.
Hindi. Kailangan natin maging mabait sa mga taga-red and white. Kailangan natin maging mabait sa mga taga-red and white. Baka may maging kasapi.
Alin? Baka may mag-walk-in.
Baka lang. Baka may mag-walk-in.
Baka lang may
Maniligaw
mag-walk-in.
nga kanina. Maniligaw nga kanina sa game. Anyway, guys, we might discuss about it later. I guess one of the things, Brian, we're talking about in the previews, and that the formula to beating UP is really to make sure only one guy beats you and make sure not everyone steps up, right? So last time we had Alarcon and no one else gave the supporting cast, gave help. This, we saw a more balanced scoring approach from UP. Abadjano came through for the clutch for them. Came through for the in the clutch for them. Of course, Noruka was there. The other players stepped up as well. For Thea, Gani Stevens giving good minutes to them earlier. What did you make of this approach? That this was we were afraid of that UP having that more balanced approach makes them a very tough team to beat.
I guess it's similar to our approach then. If we have a lot of production spread out sa atin, yung wings natin, yung bigs natin, it's the same logic sa UP. Like, you rarely win a game that, let's say, Jacob will have a monster 30 points. Medyo exception yung NU game for that matter. But yun nga, it's rare. That's what I'm pointing out. And yung UP, I guess it's learning. They showed a great way to learn from game 1. Na-realize nila na Lasal kind of was satisfied that it was Alarcon doing all the heavy lifting. Ramugat wasn't felt that game. Abadiano for Thea was barely scoring. Nag-score siya pero parang not so much. And si Noruka, I think Noruka also played well in that game 1 pero late na naramdaman. Similar to how Collins played us before. So I think now maganda na may initiative. I mean for them, hindi maganda for Lasal na nagkaroon ng initiative. And you begin to wonder now na sana ba pinigay na lang natin kay Abadiano from start to finish yung laro. I mean, we know that he can take over pero we know that he can do that for 40 minutes. Nangyari kasi, especially in the fourth quarter, napaganda sa kanila na Remogat had those couple of 3-point shots. Kasi that is the burden. That would make Lasal think kanino ba gusto pumunta yung bola. And it so happened because Remogat had that 6-point spread to start the fourth for them. Medyo nagkaroon ng opening for Abadiano, and kung hindi gumana kay Abadiano, I would think they would go to Alarcon next. Seeing how he operates. Ganun siguro sila. Kung hindi gagana kay Alarcon ulit, they'll come back to Remogat, or maybe they'll involve Sportea, like space the floor for him, or magda-drop pass sila kay Noruka, or si Stevens magiging alert on the loose balls. So I guess that's their ploy. And actually, even si Pailo, I mean, maraming nagsasabi about his defense today. But we all know before he went to UP, he's also a good scorer, and he nag-comeback din siya 6 points in the first half. So parang, yun, that's what brought UP to a win today. But even then, it was scrappy, lousy, hard-fought win for them. Na isipin mo na maybe one wrong bounce for them, one good bounce for us nung Rivoles, diba? Things have ended differently. So, ganun talaga. Sa ganung circumstances, siguro we have to just, hindi naman necessarily congratulate them or tip their hat to them. Pero parang, they also deserve their credit because di rin naman natin pinadali yung scoring nila. They also had to dictate for that.
Ikaw, Vic, your thoughts on UP's more balanced approach? Was that really kryptonite for Lasal? Is that something that look to solve in the next games?
Ako, iba naman yung tingin ko dyan eh. Nagkaroon sila ng kumpiyansa on offense because they've seen that their the defensive adjustments are working. Nakita nila that they're getting stops. Kung ano man yung pinlano nila in practice for the past 3 days, it worked. That's why all of a sudden nagkaroon sila bigla ng confidence on the other end na we can beat Lasal today. Kasi we are getting stops on the other end. It's not an easy, hindi sing crisp ng offense natin ng Wednesday yung offense natin tonight. So ako yun. That's how I read the situation. We all know that UP's points sobrang efficient nila to score whenever they're getting stops on the other end. And when they see na ang dami nilang nakikitang stops, that's why lahat ngayon nagkaroon ng confidence eh. Even si Fortea nakakuha ng basket. So yun yung I think yun yung tingin ko. Kaya I think nung halftime ay sa GC nag-message ako eh. Sabi ko, it's important for us to respond to UP's adjustments because it will really, ako personally think ko, it will help them get demoralized if they see na yung ginagawa nilang adjustment is not working. Feeling ko bibigay
Yeah.
sila. Kahit anong galing ng coaching staff nila. When they see that yung defensive adjustments nila are not working, tingin ko kusa silang bibigay talaga. So that's how important it is. That's how important it is for us as a team to respond. Kasi whenever we respond sa kung ano mga adjustments ang gagawin nila, it will have, ako for sure, it will have an effect on them on their offense.
Yeah, one of the adjustments, Vic, earlier that UP just really put Jacob Baila on Jacob Cortez.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Jacob crime. It was really I could tell that Tom Chu and the likes really put an assignment that you have to. This game is on you. You will have to stop Cortez. Do the best you can with the man defense on him, right? And to an extent, it was effective. Not just guarding 1-1, but the ball denial to Jacob, which we saw in that last play, right? And so I guess looking at game 3, that's one of the things we have to work on. How can we use? You're right, Vic. I think they will use the same approach. It worked. It fused their offense. They got confidence from that. What adjustments can we make to either free up Jacob or use him as a decoy to help disrupt that defense that worked for UP earlier? I guess we can now look towards those last few minutes, guys. Vic, one of the things that frustrated me is that we weren't as crisp and clean in executing during those final sequences. There's lots of turnovers, lots of missed opportunities to stay the lead or build some cushion against UP.
Madami.
What did you see happening from your eyes, from your vantage point? Because usually we thrive in those moments, in the games against NU, against NU, against UP in last game, we did well. What went different for us in this game?
Ako, siguro una kong mapapansin sa bigs. Pabs and Mike, whenever they get the ball, yun, medyo nawawala sa kanila. If they put the ball on the floor and start dribbling, yun, medyo nawawala sa kanila yung bola. I think our wings also had trouble penetrating the paint din second quarter. Nakailang tapik din sa kanila yung mga players ng UP, so we have to be stronger with the ball and better if we can initiate contact kasi ma-foul naman si UP as a team overall so
yes,
better than to be strong with the ball, atake ka na maayos, huwag ka magmadali. I think we have to go back onto that na wag tayong masyadong magmadali on what. Actually, okay sa akin yung mga 24-second shot clock violation. Okay siya sa akin. Why? Kasi mas nakaka-set up ka on defense rather than take an ill-advised shot tapos makukuha ni UP yung rebound and then UP
gusto na yun yung scramble. UP they thrive on that. Good point. They thrive on that.
If we'll be much more patient, kung aabot sa point na pipituan tayo ng 24-second shot clock violation, okay siya sa akin. Kasi it would mean makaka-set up tayo ng defense natin on the other end rather than allowing UP to gain confidence and run. Kasi it really fuels them. Every time nakaka-basket sila off transition, iba yung confidence na nabibigay sa kanila and their crowd. So, yun yung isang ko doon. We have to be much more patient on executing. Ako yung sa bigs nga, ang daming nawawalang bola sa atin kanina na we cannot afford to make those same mistakes on Wednesday kasi kundi.
Especially Vic, I would notice, 'di ba, yung one of the ploys we used to break the zone is when they would swing it to the corner or to top of the key, magka-flash yung bigs may free throw, they would receive pero naagaw ng UP They would that caused a few turnovers. That was a bit concerning for me.
Lang siya, Kiksi, we just have to be, yun nga, feeling ko baka minamadali yung pasa. We just have to be patient on finding those laps kasi hindi lang naman 3 points ang pantapos sa zone. We just have
Yes.
to be patient, move the ball side to side, papalambutin lang natin ng konti yung defense, and then
Moving out the ball as well.
we can attack those gaps. I think siguro baka it's about time to, siguro one thing that affected us also was si Kian got injured. I'm not sure if we'll tackle in depth sa mga next sections, pero since it's on my thoughts already.
Yeah, go ahead. We can do it now. Go ahead. Yeah.
I think may effect din siya in a way, in such a way na parang nasira yung timing mo na okay, parang Pato Jacob has to play more in this game. And we have seen medyo nag-dip din yung ni Kian when kahit na nakakabalik siya on court, we can see that he's much more reserved on what he wants to do. I mean, we can see Kian's desire to help. Andun siya talaga. Yung Pato, kita mo naman yung itsura sa kanya, but his movement betrays him. Yun yung doon. Yun yung naging problem din talaga.
Lalo sa defense, no, Vic? Lalo sa defense.
Yeah,
Yes.
sobra siyang inatake talaga kanina. Kasi
UP.
they saw
The
na
movement was there.
there's a problem. So I think yun yung din, medyo
nung Wednesday pa lang, they were already attacking him and wala pa siyang niggle. And mas lalo kanina na
hindi, pero kasi Brian, I think nung Wednesday, difference was kahit atakihin nila siya, Kian can contribute something on the other end pagbalik. Ang problem this time, hindi siya nakaka-contribute pagbalik on the other end. So siya, yun yung naging concern for that. And we need to bali rin, Kicks, kailangan din natin umadjust. Kumbaga nag-a-adjust na yung nagawa ni UP. Nag-adjust pa tayo bigla sa sarili natin kasi nga
nawala yung balasa, yung rotation ni kay Kian.
Shucks, kailangan si Jacob maglaro ngayon ng extended minutes considering na Baila is really tight guarding him. So ang dyan talaga is, if you really want to win the championship, dadaan talaga na it will end up na lahat nag-aambag. Hindi pwedeng nakaasa tayo kay Jacob.
Yeah, Kian is best in this system because you saw when he got injured, at first he was settling for jump shots. He did not have that ability or movement to penetrate. He's at best when he doesn't force shots. He plays within the rhythm of the system. That's when Kian's at best with this LaSalle team. But Vic, great point about having, it should be a contribution from everyone if we want to do that game 3. Brian, what was your assessment? We know what Jacob can give. We know Pabs had a great game. What was your assessment of the overall contribution of the team earlier? Do you think there's some lacking? Were there bright spots there? What did you make? What's your assessment?
The effort wasn't lacking. Execution siguro, and maybe some of them, Vic put a good word there. Betrayal. There were some shots that weren't falling. Aside from the Forest one. Some good looks, some tough looks as well. Pero alam mo yun, couldn't really deliver. And the turnovers, of course. No one wants to intentionally turn the ball over unless, especially in the high stakes game. So sometimes it's the extra dribble or I don't really know how they read the defense at that moment in time. Pero yun, they got betrayed, especially in that second quarter where di talaga tayo makakuha ng basket. Halo-halo na yun eh. Like, yun nga, yung mga turnovers and some good looks that just couldn't fall. And yung mga offensive rebounds na hindi na-convert into second chance points. Because we still out-rebounded UP. But the problem was we had a lot of those haphazard offensive rebounds that we couldn't put the basket in.
Parang minsan, Brian, no? Parang iniisip ko nila mas magandang iset na lang nila ulit yung 14 seconds kaysa yung pag-rebound.
Which was what Brent ko din 1 point. Nilabas na lang yung bola. Sabi ko ayoko lang.
There's this one sequence. It was, I think, 4 offensive rebounds, 4 putbacks that all missed in one point.
Kasi kung talagang gano'n,
they didn't want to miss.
They didn't want to miss kaysa maging sayang yung tira.
Yeah.
Kaya
So
let's kick out.
let's go, guys, to that last sequence. So UP was up to, was it, how many seconds left in the game? Was it 30, 30
23. It was 23.
23? Okay, we attack when we did. Vic, to start here, should we have called a timeout in that situation? Also, coming from your point is we were discussing where we were trying to avoid, we were saying 24 seconds na lang yung violation so the defense won't be set. Maybe Topaz had the same mindset that he didn't want UP have a set defense to prepare for what was coming. But in that situation, do you think we should have called a timeout to draw up a play?
Ako, oo. Kasi we were trailing already and then we needed a basket. We were down 2. At least draw something up to free up Jacob perhaps. Or let others, baka may mas magandang position pa or baka si Voris mas maganda natanggap sa low post yung bola.
Ah,
Baka we could have set up something like that. Parang ganun siya. So sa akin but take note, we do respect Coach T's mga decision na hindi natin bineberate or what or kasi it's their call. We have to to respect that. But for me, if I'm the head coach, I will call a timeout definitely. Kasi na yan eh. Make or break na yan eh. Pati yun eh. Sa akin, ang take ko sa ganyan is down to 23 seconds. I cannot waste much time off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
As much as kasi parang yan eh. Pag nag-miss ako, may time pa ako fumaul. Kahit mag 1 out of 2 yung kalaban ko, 3 points lang yung lamang.
You still have time.
We still have a chance to get back at it or get another attempt to possibly force an overtime. So ako yun yung ko diyan. That's how I would manage the the situation down to with 23 seconds to go.
Yeah. So sorry guys, just to bring up some bad memories. I know you're trying to erase this game, but when Jacob brings the ball up, he's blitzed. He's forced to give it up to Voris, who, with about a few seconds left, pulls up, steps back for a 3. In and out. One of the what could be moments. In and out. I thought it was in from my vantage point watching on TV. I thought it was in. It just just spit it out. Brian, seeing how that play transpired, I know it's a bit of Monday morning quarterbacking, right, or armchair coaching. Did you like what we did on that sequence, on that play?
all things considered, at least we got the shot. We got a shot. Hindi siya na turnover or hindi siya na force into alam mo yun, yung matatrap ka pag nag-drive. Kasi syempre, kami ni Vic nag-usap kami. We were beside each other when that was happening. Maybe the best move could have been baseline. Pero kasi before we also started recording, parang nasa isip ko na lang, maybe Voris saw that opening na, okay, I have a 3-point shot and bida naman. I'm speaking on his behalf here. Parang, why not try to end this game in that fashion? High risk, high reward. Yun. It so happened na hindi siya nag-pay off, diba? Pero syempre, maraming options eh. You could have drove to the basket or you could have pulled up baseline. Talaga, at the end of the day, wala rin naman guarantee na papasok yung drive or papasok yung pull-up sa mid-range. So, all things considered, I'm happy now we got a basket. We got an attempt. Hindi lang pumasok yung basket. It was agonizingly close to going in. Imagine the scenes had it gone in. But maybe it's...
Oh, yeah.
It's the run of the mill. That's what happens. Ganyan din sa basketball.
Forever cemented na sana si Voris in terms of Lasal lore, right? If that shot went in. I'm also agree with Vic. I think in that situation, because we didn't have a timeout, we tried to milk the clock. I mean, we didn't call him. We tried to milk the clock most of the game. I agree with Vic. I would have liked to attack earlier. They have given us more options. If Voris didn't have a shot, could have us run a few more motions, right, to get something to get a better look. But I could live with that shot that Voris took. I think it's something we've seen he could make. And it was almost winning, and it could have been a different story for us. Um, so, guys, I guess that ends our discussion for game two. And see if anything else to bring up. But before we preview game three, guys, it's really exciting to think that we're in another game three in our UAP. Uh, UAP viewing lives have been through a number of game trees, right? USD, Ateneo, all these things, and they've all been classic moments, memories. Not great for the heart, not great for your school and work career because those Wednesday game threes like we're gonna do on the Wednesday. But these are all-time classic moments. And if you're talking about all-time classics, always remember to check out Ibarra Manila, check out their watches on their Instagram, other social media pages. A portion of the proceeds, if you buy it from the DSA office, goes to helping Lasallian athletes. So for a classic look, for a classic game like maybe Game 3 on Wednesday, check out Ibarra Manila. Okay, guys, Game 3 for all the marbles, as they say. it's it, it's it's been an interesting contest where like you said, we've gone the distance against UP in all our final series against them. So I guess UP adjusted earlier in game two. Vic, what do you expect? What adjustments do you expect us to see in game three from Coach Topex and the boys?
Okay yun. Mag-execute lang ko ano yung ibibigay sa'yo ni UP. Kasi ako first and foremost, pag nag-box and one ulit sila kay Jacob, tama naman talaga yun eh. Put Jacob on a corner and have that enough space. And hopefully we'll have better execution this time around to milk that 4-on-4 na offensive set. Sobrang laking bagay if we're able to address that. I think next is yung minimize turnovers, yung mga live ball
15
turnovers,
tayo, no?
yung mga
15 kanina.
yung passing turnovers, dribbling
That killed
turnovers.
us. Yep, that
Just,
killed us. Yep.
we just couldn't we just can't make it happen pagdating ng Wednesday kasi that's where UP thrives. Yan yung nila, gustong-gusto nilang gawin yan eh. And I think lastly we have to kailangan natin ibalik yung pag biniblit si Jacob sa ball screen, we have to make a conscious effort to look for the short roll nung big. We have to go back to that. We scored on that multiple times in game 1. We cannot afford to. We have to trust the bigs. Ano siya talaga. Sabihin na natin nag-turnover si Pabs and si Mike kanina, but it still rests on their shoulders. Kaya kanina may instance na pag binlit si Jacob, ang nangyayari, hindi na niya binibigay sa short roll, binabatak niya palabas, and then once nagbalik ulit sa original man, tsaka siya umaatake. That's also another way to manage it, but it really spends so much energy and time kay Jacob. Alam naman na natin na gaano siya kabugbog na physically because sa kanya talaga nakatingin yung defense. And I think more importantly, the wings. Wing guy should produce.
Yes.
I will just enumerate EJ, Doy, Voris, Earl. Did I miss someone? EJ, Voris, Earl, EJ.
Kalalag.
Ayun,
JC.
We have no choice.
Kalalag.
Guys, you have to produce. Kayong 5. You have to really produce. If not, it will be really, really hard for us to win on Wednesday. That's how vital you guys are in this championship quest. We cannot have Jacob score 20 na hirap dahil kailangan niyang makawala kay Baila. I think the only perfect answer that we can really get is to yung iba na hindi binabantayan ni Baila gumagawa. Kasi once that works, I don't think UP has another plan to stop us. Wala na ibang plano yun. If all of you guys produce not just offensively but also defensively, sobrang dali ng buhay on Wednesday. Kasi we should learn our lesson last season na they just shut down Kevin. And that was it for us. dapat na tuto na tayo dyan na hindi lang tayo dapat umaasa sa iilang players lang. That's
Yeah.
why
Pre-season,
kaya special mention sa akin tong 5 wing guys kasi it's really important that you outplay your counterparts.
yeah.
May
Pre-season,
ano
Big
ba?
Girl saying that we will make this champion. This one of the make or break moments of the championship will be the wings. And out here in Game 3 of the finals, that still proves to be true. Do you guys think Vic or the Brian now, Mason struggled earlier, hasn't ever since had his injury hasn't been playing the levels he can, obviously because he's out for a long, lost his rhythm and everything. Do you think he has a crucial role to play in Game 3? Because that could be an X factor for us.
I'm going back to how he impacted his teammates when he returned. Diba UP din kalaban nun, his first game back. And I'm just thinking that he couldn't get his normal looks. So maybe just try to get rhythm inside. I saw him drive to the basket, got rewarded once. Maybe if hindi na talaga makuha yung tres, kasi that's where he usually positions himself. And that's where the plays would go to him naman. Then maybe post up, if not post up, if hindi siya makakuha ng touch the ball, then set up screens or help his teammates move the ball, offer an outlet so that pagka may natatrap or may nabiblitz, he can be that guy na bail out and then can either shoot for himself or locate a guy with a better shooting position. I also want to touch on that. Yung ball movement natin, it was quite absent in this game in particular. Maybe because of the turnovers, 15 turnovers, 7 assists, that's not a good look. You would argue with games with that ratio, as Coach Juno once said.
Parang two turnovers
to one.
kada assist.
Assist.
Yep.
Exactly. Actually more. I mean, di ba, practically ganyan siya. So, yun yung problema.
Parang 3. Tama. 3 turnovers.
Yun yung problema. Kasi, nababasa rin siguro yung passing lanes or as in some moments, hindi naman necessarily passing turnovers lahat ng 15. Pero yung mga drive to the basket, tapos yung UP defense will provide help. Minsan, ewan ko ba, they're caught off guard or they suddenly lose handle of the ball. Yung ibang turnovers natin actually were hindi siya live ball turnover, pero those resulted in jump ball calls where lagi possession arrow to UP. So parang sabi ko, that was unfortunate for us kasi siguro fortunate in the sense na walang transition basket, but unfortunate for us kasi it was our possession and we forced the jump ball. We got forced into that. Parang that's good as losing the ball na bad pass. So,
yeah, I also, the looks that UP were giving us is that we're going to deny Jacob, we're going to deny his usual shots with Baila and the help defense, but you're going to ask, they're giving room for the others to beat them one-on-one or in isolation, and I guess that's why we saw a lot of assists. You're beating us and said, we're going to live it. If you want to beat us this way, you have to, do it this way. We're going to lose the last way we did game 1. So hopefully we're ready for that one. I guess, guys, before we go to the responses from the audience members, I have a question for Vic and maybe you too, Brian. Given the attention given to Jacob, we talked about last episode, he was clutch. So how do you stop a guy who's that clutch? Is you deny him the ball. Can we win the game next? Do you think you guys can win this next game without Jacob being our leading scorer?
Yes, dapat. That's why I called out the wings. Kasi if lahat ng wings mag-ambag, score sila, mag-contribute sila offensively, we don't even need Jacob to score in the game. Kaya it's a challenge that sana maging up to the task itong mga wings natin kasi we have no choice. We won't win the championship with just being dependent kay Jacob. We can't.
How about you, Brian?
May follow-up ako bago ko sabihin yung point ko. May wings naman sa Five Guys dyan, no, Kiko? They serve chicken wings.
Meron. Well, Wild wings rin naman dito.
Yeah, so hopefully those 5 guys no wings can deliver. Ma-deliver sana sila. Okay. Yeah, we've won games na hindi active si Jacob sa scoring in the past. And siguro yun nga, no one has to feel pressured to deliver 20 or 15.
Di ba?
Pero if everyone just does
With this
their
type of team, yeah.
Oo, kung
Hmm.
anim,
where
kung
everyone
anim
just does their part.
nag-12,
Oh,
malaking
70.
bagay na yan eh.
Oo. Or kahit sabihin mo no one pays attention to how much they're doing pero they're just responding to the defense.
Correct.
Kasi lahat naman sila sasabihin nila they don't care if they score 0 or they score 20 as long as they score more than the opponent eh. So feeling ko medyo nagkakaroon lang ngayon ng expectation with Jacob because of how much he performed from the Ateneo game going to the UP game 2. And that's natural kasi obviously, di ba, parang tatanungin ng mga tao, why are you suddenly not going to Jacob anymore? But now that there is this ploy where UP is looking to solve that by putting a particular defense on him, kailangan na ulit mag-regroup ng team na you have to make your other wing guys put them in the best position they can. Kung slasher si Voris, then set plays that will maximize his skill set, etc. Si Earl, if spot up shooting siya or yung usual shot niya na may spin move, then make him work less hard for it. I mean, yung tipong wag natin siya pahirapan to do that and etc. Doy, if he needs more ball touches, then maybe he's a good secondary option to Jacob, which what we saw no game 1. Parang ganun. So, it's about putting the guys in best positions, and if hindi pa rin mag-materialize yung scoring nila, at least we just optimize the way we do it. Kasi results, diba? It's arbitrary eh. Lalo na sa game ng basketball. Even if you get the best look, sometimes it just doesn't fall. But I felt in this game that we didn't get our best looks towards the end. So baka yun yung kailangan i-revisit lang.
Yeah. Totally agree with your point, guys. I'm also hoping for a big game from Mike Phillips. If he can contribute in his different ways. It's his last game. Officially, his last going to be his last UAP game. If he can be the dominant force, shows that MVP type performance. He doesn't have to score as much, but if he can affect the games in other ways that he can, doesn't have to be that first option.
Latag ng mesa, pwede siya maglatag ng mesa to set up everybody.
Yep.
Or yun nga, tama naman yung ginagawa niya kung naka-box and actually kung naka-box and one, pwede siya mag-screener.
Yeah.
Para mag-adjust yung defense para makakuha siya ng bola or kung talagang doon siya sa corner. Tapos hayaan niya mag 4-on-4 yung mga teammates niya. It's up really to us to respond.
Yeah. When given the space, I want him to attack that paint for a drop off, right? Or a drop off pass. If those things can come together for us.
Yep.
I'm hoping that we're saving our best game for last if everything finally clicks for us this season. Who knows? Baka si Bright rin. This is last UAP game 2, I think. Siya rin!
Alin nyo?
Ito si Tumatombo. Or Elijah running to one.
Winning dunk.
Your face,
and
winning
one
dunk.
na nag-blitz na lahat. Tapos nakita na, uy, si Bright bukas!
So, what situation will we have Bright as a last shot last play of the game? Ano kaya mangyayari doon?
Pag fouled out si Pabs or si Mike, siguro. I hope not, but if fouled out sila.
It's like I think we've been hiding his true talent. Parang sabi, not yet. Now, Bright, show your true game. Ito na yun. Stop acting.
It's time to shine.
2020 game pala bigla no?
20 turnovers, 20 Joke lang.
20 minutes. Joke lang. We love
20 minutes.
Hirap yun
But who knows, guys? This is game 3. This is where unexpected heroes show up, right? This is when players turn into legends, turn into lore, turn into stories. Right? That's game 3. So hopefully we have a legendary game 3 come Wednesday. Brian, quickly, do you have some thoughts about your others from Game 3?
Sige, actually nabanggit mo na eh. Nabanggit mo na yung sasabihin nila. Pero syempre, in the honor of them shouting, shouting
Yes,
them
thank you
out.
for submitting.
Salamat.
Sabi ni Francis that Jose 16, Mike Phillips not being scared to rebound. He was obviously eaten alive in game 2. And then meron nagpapatago ng username here, so di na lang natin babanggitin in confidence.
Sure.
Sabi niya, I hope Mike does better. He's kinda underwhelming, I guess, in game 2 then. And may isa nagsabi
Foul trouble rin siya
sa-
nung early part eh. So that stopped
Yeah,
the
actually,
uh,
he had 2 points or 4 points in the first quarter, and then yun nga, 2 fouls also came alongside. So that's always going to be big. And then ito pa isa, si Sanctus 456. Mike dying for every possession and the very obvious free throws. Actually, our free throws weren't so bad. It's just, I guess, kung may masisisi lang sa free throws natin, since we're on this topic already, it's the timing of the misses, the timing of the Phillips and Cortez misses in the fourth. Kasi that allowed UP to have that narrow lead, which Abadiano padded with this jumper. And that kind of made it things tricky for us. But imagine if pumasok yun. Obviously, it's going to be difficult. But sabi nga natin, it's what we come to expect naman. We shot better. We shot better. UP shot better percentage-wise. But we made more free throws than them. So, hindi siya factor for us. Talaga naman. And to Marco Sadsan, a follower of the show and part ng Gambit. Motor Mike playing like there's no tomorrow. Ayan, wala na talaga tomorrow for him in game 3. That's it for him. So he has to give his all.
Ubusin na yung motor.
Sabi naman niya,
Ubusin na yung
in
gas.
the interviews.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, yun lang actually. The rest are, wala na. As in, it's all Mike.
All right. So good luck to everyone this Wednesday. Good luck with getting
Pray for
tickets.
everybody.
Good luck to those who have to find an excuse to leave class or leave work. Brian, huwag ka na mag-excuse. I think that's what the audience is saying right now.
Ayaw na ni Brian. Ayaw na.
Yeah. Awat na. Alright. So, catch us on our recap. We'll have our quickie, hopefully in the champion celebration. Have the main episode out the next day as well. What I can say, guys, to end this episode, thank you, Brian, Vic, for joining, is this team has faced a lot of adversity this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been an up and down season, right? But every time we've fallen down this season, we've gotten back up. So we fell down game 2. We have one more urgency to get back up, right? And be where we want to be. At the start of the season, we said that we want to be in the championship, go with the championship, and here we are. Despite everything we faced this season, we're here. So I hope we all make the most of that opportunity. We can do what we need to do. Believe in ourselves, believe in each other, continue to have faith, and hope we can take care of business on Wednesday. Hopefully the crowd, the LaSalle community goes all out in support of the team this Wednesday. So we'll see you then, guys. Game 3. Here we go. Keep the faith. As always say, Animal LaSalle.
Animal Lasal.
Animal Lasal.